Well, today we have Mr. Medvedev from Russia. He's born in Russia and now he's in the United States. I guess he's become a naturalized citizen and knows about the Constitution and our laws. And he gets a traffic ticket in New York. Problem is, he's been exposed to Marc Stevens. So we're going to hear about the unsigned plea of guilty, had his arraignment. We're going to hear he's got a lot of questions. We're going to hear about he needs evidence of jurisdiction, but he has problems trying to get set up to argue those things or to ask questions about those things. There's a very helpful person who gives him a lot of good information, but our soft set is so focused on his script that he doesn't hear what's going to what he needs to know. But he does get resolved. Uh, he is going to go to trial, and my next video will be his trial. It's a rather long trial, so it will be in two parts. The next video will be part one. So relax, kick back, and enjoy.
Right here.
Wait right there. Okay. All right, Mr. Medvedev. So I looked at your file. It's on today for you to enter a plea, and are you entering a plea guilty or not guilty?
Well, didn't I give you a paper stating that, like this one?
This says plea of guilty. Are you pleading guilty?
Okay. Well, do you see what it says right here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Did I get anything? Any of that clarification yet?
What are you talking about? This is for entry of a plea of guilty.
The nature and cause of the charges and proceedings have been explained to me, and I'm not only intentionally and voluntarily pleading guilty and waiving my right to appeal. I didn't get
Right, but
any
it's not
explanation. Yeah, I didn't get any explanation yet. I'll sign it when I get explanation. I get all the evidence, and I'll understand what the charges are, and there's jurisdiction in the first place.
So are you pleading not guilty?
I'm not pleading yet.
You're not pleading yet?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go inside, tell the clerk that you don't want to plead yet.
That's gonna be a lie.
Well, you can say whatever you want. You want to go and tell the clerk yourself?
It's not what I'm going to say. That's what it's going to be. If you're gonna say that to the clerk.
Well, come on in. We'll have a conversation with the clerk together. Let's go.
No problem.
Okay, this is for a ticket you got out in Queens. How are you pleading? Guilty or not?
This is my response to
Okay, listen. There's only two things you can do. It's either pay the ticket or go to court. So you have to choose one of those.
So I'm going to court, and this is my response to that. To your question.
Yeah,
I
but
need you to
listen to me. Nothing is going to get done today. If you plead not guilty, we're giving you a court date. You're going to go to court in Queens, and that's when you're going to argue your case.
Okay. Here's regarding to your question about guilty, not guilty.
Okay, but you guys you got to make a choice whether you're guilty or not.
We'll read this.
Yeah, but see, we can't work with this here. I got to work with my system. There's only two choices here. It's either you plead guilty, you pay the ticket, or you plead not guilty, you go to court. Then in court, you can present all your documents.
See, I cannot plead to something that was not explained to me.
What do you mean it was not explained to you? In what sense?
This is why I'm giving you this paper
Yeah, but
to
see,
read.
we're not allowed to be going through this here because we're not lawyers, we are not judges. All we're here is to process the ticket.
Well, how can you take a plea from me if you don't know, how the procedure?
Well, I know the
proceedings are?
procedures. I've been here over 20 years, so I know what the procedure here is.
Okay, so explain this to me then.
It's very simple. You got a ticket for driving a car that had tinted windows, which is illegal in the state of New York. So that's what you're being accused of. You have the chance to defend yourself in court, or you can pay the ticket and get it over with. Those are the only two choices you got.
So see, right now, you're talking to me as if you were making legal determinations.
I'm not making. I'm letting you know what the rules are.
The rules.
The rules of this office, the rules of the state of New York.
Okay, so in that case, you have to answer my questions in that
Ask your question.
Am I entitled to responsive answers to any questions that I might have about charges?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
That's done in court.
Is the board an proven district attorney or the prosecutor?
There is no district attorney. There is no prosecutor.
Okay.
This is a ticket that is judged by an administrative law judge.
Okay. Is the court that you want me to go to, is it bound by Supreme Court rulings?
There is none. This is the Department of Motor Vehicle, the State of New York Traffic Violation Bureau. We are not mandated by any other courts.
You're not mandated.
Not by any other courts.
So it's not bound by the Constitution of the United States as well?
No, it's not.
It's not.
No. This is a traffic violation. You're not talking criminal.
Okay, so who would explain me the proceedings and the evidence of the jurisdiction?
Well, the evidence is going to be the cop. The cop is going to bring his ticket in, and he's going to tell the judge why he gave you this ticket, where he's seen you, where he stopped you, all those pertinent information that will be in court on the day of trial.
So who's going to be the plaintiff in this case?
The plaintiff is the police department. They're the one that stopped you.
Plaintiff, the police department. Who do they represent?
The cop. The cop is going to come in and testify.
No. Who is he representing?
The state of New York.
He's representing
the state of New York, the city of New York, actually, because you got the ticket here in the city.
So, city of New York, city of New York, state of New York is the plaintiff going to be in this case.
That is correct. That will be the police officer.
So the police officer is the one who's going to present the case, and who's supposed to present the evidence of the jurisdiction.
Okay. If you have evidence on your own, you can bring your own evidence. The cop is going to bring his ticket. That's his evidence.
Well, who has a burden of proof in this case?
The cop.
The cop.
The cop.
So why would I have to bring the evidence against myself?
No, it's up to you. Nobody's mandating you to bring any evidence. That's your decision if you want to bring evidence.
So this ticket that we're talking about, it's not consistent with the Constitution, any Supreme Court rule.
No.
It's not.
They do not mandate us. They do not override us. They got no jurisdiction on this.
Before I plea, I have to have the evidence of this whole case.
No, the evidence, the evidence is going to be brought to court by the cop. He's not here.
Well, this is the problem, because see, I'm trying to make a plea right here.
Well, your plea is only very simple. There's only two pleas you can do: guilty or not guilty.
So, in this, I'm trying to understand the whole procedure, and right now I'm not getting enough information. So, first of all, the question of jurisdiction is the main point right now. And if I cannot get this question answered straight with full evidence and disclosure, I cannot make a plea.
Okay, this is what's going to happen if you don't make a plea.
Okay.
The state of New York is going to suspend your license for not answering this question.
I am answering right now.
No, you're not, because you're not putting in a plea. It's either you're guilty or you're not guilty.
Okay.
If you're pleading not guilty, you're going to have your chance in court. This is where all these questions that you're asking me
yes.
will be asked to a judge. I'm just being diligent and asking, because I've been here a long time. So I'm able to feed you a little. Okay,
so
the decision ultimate is made by a judge.
So why don't you schedule a hearing right now so I can ask all these questions?
You're not going to have a hearing right now. I'm going to give you a court date, and your court date is going to be in the jurisdiction that you got the ticket, which is Queens, New York. Okay. That's where you're going.
Give me the date, please, with somebody of the knowledge of laws and proceedings and everything, so that I can have I can formally ask questions.
You're going to be able to ask this question at trial.
Also, you were just telling me that you were going to suspend my license, correct?
I didn't say I. The state of New York.
The state of New York.
If you don't answer the ticket within appropriate time, the state of New York will suspend the license.
Okay, so it's a threat and coercion on the
color
color
of law. That's on the ticket. It tells you right here, this is due notice. And it tells you right here, you must answer this ticket within 15 days, and then whatever's going to happen is there.
And I'm sorry, and what is this right here? You're giving me...
This is your date. April 23 at 2:30 in the afternoon. This is the address you got to go to court, and you can bring a lawyer. You can do whatever you want to do, and you can represent yourself. You just appear on this date at this time in this place, and the officer will be there at that appropriate time, and your case will be handled by the judge.
So this is the date for me to ask the question of all the evidence pertaining to the case.
That is your court date. You could have a million questions at that time.
Okay, and can you write your name over here?
It's not necessary. My initials are down there.
Your initials. Mm-hmm. Where are your initials?
Right there.
And how do I refer to in case we have some kind of misunderstanding?
They know how to read this paper.
They know how to read this paper.
They know how to read this paper.
Okay. All right, no problem.
All right.
So you don't want to accept these papers pertaining to the case?
I don't have to because this is not the courthouse. You're here.
Okay.
You're here answering to the charge.
Okay.
And like I said, there's only two ways: guilty or not guilty. There's no in between.
Well, I'm not pleading today at all.
No, you're pleading not guilty.
No,
You
I'm
have
not
to-
pleading not guilty.
That's why I gave you a court date, sir. Okay.
Sir, I cannot plead to
You
not
don't want this court date.
guilty.
Listen, if you don't want this court date, I will cancel it. And again, Albany will be suspending your license if you don't answer.
Right now, you're coercing me into
I'm not
making
I'm
a
not
plea,
coercing you, sir.
and the plea that I don't want to make.
So which is the plea that you want to make?
The plea I will make when I get my answers to all my questions regarding
That's done in
proceedings.
court. That's not done here in this office.
So why are you taking my plea in that case?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to cancel this, and then that means that you weren't even here. Just understand that if this is not
Right
answered,
now, you're lying again.
take
I'm
it any
here
way
standing
you,
in front of
take
you,
it
right?
any way you want to, sir. These are the procedures. Okay, it's either you're guilty or you're not.
These are
You can present your case in court. Okay, this is we're giving you the opportunity, the state of New York, of presenting yourself in court and presenting your case, and it's done by going to a hearing.
Is that a real court? This is not the court.
This is another courthouse just like this one.
So what's the difference
The
then?
difference is you got the ticket in Queens, and this is where you're going to answer it. You cannot answer that ticket here.
So you're telling me right now I cannot answer this ticket here?
You cannot have a trial in this office.
I don't need a trial. I
That's
need
what answering is. Okay?
trial.
Yes, a trial. You were charged with driving with a car with tinted windows. Okay? And you have the chance to defend yourself in court. The court is in Queens. This is the jurisdiction that gave you the ticket.
Sir, in order to have a trial, you have to have a hearing before this. At the hearing, you're discussing what evidence does the court
You're
have.
you're gonna be able to discuss that in front of a judge in Queens.
Okay, I'll have I'll go to Queens. No, I'm not
There you-
making any
there you
pleas. Sir, I'm not making any
All right,
pleas
no
today.
problem. Let me count. Eric, I gotta cancel the date.
So you're not a court clerk.
No, I am
You're not.
clerk out here in the information counter, sir.
So what authority do we have to take pleas today?
Okay. Is this your first ticket you ever got in the state of New York? Or any place else?
How is that relevant to this?
Because you're not accepting what the procedures are. Okay? The procedures are very simple. A cop stops you, gives you a ticket. Either you say, yes, I did it, and I'm going to pay it. Or you say you don't feel that you didn't do it. Then you come to court and you say, I'm not guilty. We give you a court date. We bring the cop from the street into the court in front of a judge, you, the cop, and the judge. And that's when you're going to be able to discuss everything that you want. You're not going to discuss it here.
I don't need to discuss.
This is not the forum for that.
But you're right now demanding for me to make a plea.
I am not demanding anything. I'm telling you that there's only two options: guilty or not guilty. You decide. You don't want the not guilty plea.
Okay.
You don't want the court date. We'll cancel it. That's not a problem.
Let me make it in plain English. Right
Okay.
now, you asking me to agree to the rules and conditions of your corporation in order to set up myself to your rules and corporation without any evidence.
This is so simple, and you're making it so impossible. This is just a ticket. They're not charging you with a criminal offense. Okay? It's either you pay the ticket or you go to court and argue the ticket. Those are
What are
it.
they charging me with? See, you
Tinted
cannot even.
windows.
What is that? Is that criminal or civil?
It's not civil. It's not criminal. It's traffic.
What is traffic?
Jesus Christ. Traffic means that you're driving a vehicle.
Okay. See, in this book right here, it doesn't say anything about traffic.
No, you got to pick up the VTL. This is what mandates this court. The VTL. Yeah, VTL.
What's the VTL?
VTL is traffic violation rules. That's the book that you got to pick up. Not this.
See, the
You're not
problem
gonna find-
is
Uh-huh.
that's a secondary rule you're talking about. This is the law.
No, that's a constitutional. This court and the jurisdiction of New York
Okay.
City when it comes to tickets have their own VTL, which is another logo. And that's the one you got to pick up. Okay?
VTO.
VTL.
That's a secondary law. Rules and regulations,
Listen,
you just
sir,
said.
these courts got many rules and regulations, okay?
Okay.
You're going to argue your point in court. You cannot argue your point here. It's irrelevant to us. I just
Okay.
don't have that jurisdiction, okay? I can't sit here and say whether you're guilty or not. This is going to be done in court. 'Cause the
Oh,
office is
no.
gonna have to-
I'm not asking you
And the
to
Constitution
to make.
doesn't have the rules of this court. You got to pick up what is called the VTL.
So you okay? So I understand. So this whole procedure is not bound by anything. No Supreme Court rulings,
None
no
whatsoever.
Constitution,
This
no
is-
actual law.
No, this
none of that
this
stuff.
is traffic court. Okay, this is not any other court. This is not criminal. This is not supreme. This is not. They handle different.
But this is DMV?
This is DMV.
So you have NYPD enforcing your rules?
No, NYPD enforces the rules of New York City, the BTL, and then they come here to process it and prosecute it.
So how does it, what the DMV has to do with NYPD? I still don't understand.
This is what they call traffic violation. The cops, they are conducting traffic rules out there. If they see you commit an offense, they'll write you a ticket. And then it comes to the court. It goes to the jurisdiction where you got the ticket. You get the ticket in Manhattan, they have a court in Manhattan. You come to any court within the city of New York, and you can say, I'm not guilty, we'll give you a court there for Brooklyn, Queens, whatever. And that's where you're going to go to argue your case.
So in other words, DMV gives delegation of authority to NYPD to detain people and give
the city of New York.
The city of New
The
York.
city of New York, yeah, that's correct.
So I don't understand. Why do I have to come to DMV in that case?
Because you're going to answer your ticket in traffic court. The city of New York conducts traffic court. This is where you're at today. This is a courthouse. We are traffic violation bureau.
And I still, who do I get the information regarding the authority?
The authority. I'm
Authority.
going to give you a number.
Okay.
Call up Albany, and you can discuss it with the legal department. They'll let you know.
Okay.
This is Albany's number.
Okay.
Call them up, and you can speak to whoever answers the phone, and they'll direct you correctly. And they'll probably will direct you to the legal department.
Okay. Also, I would like to get some kind of information from you, your name or your number.
That is not necessary. I can give you my supervisor, and you can talk to him if you want.
Yes, please.
Eric? Okay, this gentleman has 1,001 questions, and he doesn't want to take the plea, whether he's guilty or not. He's asking about the Constitution, all that. Now you can speak, because I already spoke to him. I gave him all the information that I could.
Yeah, gentleman was very nice and explained me the whole proceedings of this facility, but he cannot explain me a couple of things regarding the actual court proceedings. However, he wants to take my plea today without explaining me all of the proceedings, up to the court. So he gave me this information to go. Supposedly, it's a legal department, right? It's a legal department, you said? Yes. So I'm asking for his name and information.
Let me just put it this way. We're not attorneys, and we do not advise
No,
people.
I understand.
We give you the options, and you take it from there. If you want to learn about the procedures and you want to learn about the law and all that stuff, you may want to consult a lawyer. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, I also need, I understand, the gentleman was really nice explaining procedure of this actual place.
I was over there. I overheard.
Right, I would like some kind of, either his name or your name as a supervisor right here, so when I call, I know who to refer to regarding the whole explanation.
Mr. Acosta, right?
Mr. Acosta. Okay. That's it. Thank you very much for your help.
Were you satisfied with
I want you to
the...
keep in mind, if you walk away from it.
Right.
You don't have an answer to take it. Albany will take action against you in an appropriate time if you don't answer.
Well, I was trying to answer today, but you said that's not how procedures of this corporation work. So
there's
unfortunately,
only two things you can do. Is either you plead guilty, pay the ticket, or not guilty, and you set up the court. That's it.
I understand. I understood what you just explained to me.
Okay.
I understood.
Nice, man.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.